So they are on the water and racing for the second time now in race 229. You heard the start list from Lizzie before, but number of Queensland crews in this race. Once again, half the field, in fact. Griffith University Surfers Paradise from the Gold Coast would be our race leaders after 500 metres, and Tasmania University in second place. And a handy lead already to the Griffith University Surfers Paradise combination of Lachlan Wright and Mackenzie Branch, who are coached by Duncan Free, racing there on lane 4, and certainly showing out comfortably in front, even from this distance, from the crews in the lanes surrounding them. Tasmania University lane 2 is Harry Bevan and Angus Painter, coached by Sean Finlayson. And they would sit narrowly ahead of two crews from Nudgee College in Brisbane, who are racing fairly close together, lanes 3 and 1, with just a second between the two of them. Nudgee lane 3, Harry McKeon and Jake Gilmore, and Nudgee lane 1, Roden Martin and Connor Martin, both of those crews coached by Nick Lloyd at the Nudgee College in Brisbane, a very successful school in GPS rowing in Brisbane for most of the past, more than a decade now. They won at one point, I think, 5 or 6 Open first eights in a row under the coaching of John Bowes, and have always been regular attendees at the National Championships, winning a schoolboy 8 final a few years ago as well. But it continues to be Griffith University Surfers Paradise who lead this field comfortably through the halfway mark. We have seen some big margins in the races so far today, and at this stage, this one's extending, almost doubling their lead, the Griffith University combination, to 5.64 seconds at the halfway mark. So Griffith Uni first in 3:50.89 from Tasmania University, still there in second place. And now the University of Queensland moving up into third, ahead of the two Nudgee College men's pairs. That's the lane 6 combination from the University of Queensland, Fergus Cummins and Maxwell Taylor, coached by Matt Toon and Alex Ridgway. And they had third ahead of Nudgee and McKeon and Gilmore. Still there in fourth place, in the chance for the medals, only 0.89 of a second away from third spot. And then back to St Peters from Adelaide, lane 5, Jeremy Beale and Jake Nesbitt, who were coached by James McRae. Then the second Nudgee double of Martin. And the, as you said, Lizzie, the similarly coloured crews there in the outside lanes. Mossman sits 7th and Torrens sit 8th in the outside lanes. But it's still certainly this crew from Griffith University Surfers Paradise remaining comfortably in front as they head on down now with about 600 or so metres to race in this final of the under-19 men's coxless pair. The Duncan Free coached combination there with Tasmania University challenging on one side, and still the University of Queensland across in lane 6. They do look to be moving up well into that top 3 at least, but it's hard to see how anyone's going to catch our race leaders from here with still more than 500 to race. These headwind conditions certainly giving us some slow times, and I guess some bigger margins than we'd sometimes expect in A final racing.
And pretty bumpy water, so in a pair where each person has one oar, quite difficult to actually time your catch and then your drive so that you go in a straight line. So for less experienced athletes, a real challenge today. Such a shame. The under-19 men's coxless pair is a selection event for the juniors, and if you show well in this, if you've done a really fast time, it's quite possible you would have had an early selection to, or early consideration for selection to the national team. But the times today will definitely not qualify these people. So
no, not quite at 100%.
They'll have to keep going to trials, which will take place in a couple of weeks' time. If we're lucky, the Sydney International Regatta Centre, if it's not still underwater, and if not, Canberra, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, well, certainly, apart from the time, Lachlan Wright and Mackenzie Branch are doing everything right here, and of course they have no control over the conditions, so doing a very good job here, Griffith University Surfers Paradise. It is, as Lizzie said, challenging to row a pair in these conditions, probably even more so than the single scull, because you're relying on your pair partner to remain in sync with you as you continue down the course. And it's still Griffith University Surfers Paradise who are continuing comfortably in front here by a couple of lengths. A good race for second and third. University of Queensland over in lane 6 and Tasmania University on this side of the course.
I guess with a coach like Duncan Free, he knows a little bit about pairs rowing, so
yes, he
schooled them well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, certainly in good hands, this combination from Griffith University Surfers Paradise, and they've really just maintained this lead throughout the race now. It was about 6 or 7 seconds at the last time check. It still is there at about 2 lengths. The race for second and third, Tasmania University in the red boat, the white boat of the University of Queensland out towards the far side. In between those two would be the crew from Nudgee St Peter's College, in fact, ahead of the Nudgee College combinations now. But it is Griffith University Surfers Paradise who are going to record another convincing win here in the A final of the under-19 men's coxless pair as they approach the line in a couple of strokes time, and they are pushing all the way to the end. A big win here coming up to Lachlan Wright and Mackenzie branch of Griffith University Surfers Paradise. They're across in first place, and it will be a Queensland Quinella here with the University of Queensland over in lane 6 finishing in second place. Third will go to the local crew from the Tasmania University Boat Club on lane 2. They'll take the bronze medal. Fourth then looks to be St Peter's College, who have moved up past the two Nudgee crews, and it may also be Mossman, in fact, sneaking into fifth, I think, ahead of Nudgee lane 3, then Nudgee lane 1, and also the crew from Torrens on the far side.
Recapping the results of the A final of the under-19 men's coxless pair, a win for Griffith Uni Surfers Paradise, Wright and Branch. Second, University of Queensland Boat Club, Cummins and Taylor. And third, Tasmania University, Bevan and Painter. Fourth, St Peter's College, South Australia. Fifth, Mossman. Sixth, Nudgee, McEwen and Gilmore. Seventh, Nudgee, Martin and Martin. And eighth, Torrens. Winning time, 7 minutes 58.99. We've finally gone faster than 8 minutes. Maybe the wind is dropping.